hopefully we are reaching the end. Hopefully, I hope. And have this. Okay. Oh, by the way, hi, Chloe. Chloe Devil. Hi, hi. Finally beat the dude. As you can probably hear from the amount of energy I have in my voice, I'm ready to be done with this game. 15 hours of gameplay already. How many hours did we spend just fighting random dudes? Yeah, most of the time. Most of the hours. So, we now have this dude. The question is, do we want this dude? Because it's level 40, which is not good. Right? So I'm thinking we keep this, we keep this. Do you want this guy? I kinda don't, it's not great. I just need a bulky, tanky dude. So maybe we just take this. We take our dude here. Bam. And I think that's gonna be it. Unless we want Grand Bull. Grand Bull is pretty bulky, right? Oh no, it's a full attack. I thought it was a defensive Pokemon. No Espeon. Well, the problem is the Espeon's level 28. By the time we get it higher level, so that's garbage stats. I know that for sure. Do we just want Fortress at that point? Because it. Oh no, it's special defense is crap. That's not good. It's like Raikou is not too bad. Maybe we could just use Raikou. I'll play with this. We'll see what we do. Maybe Espeon. Yeah, sure. Sure, Espeon's good. I'll put Espeon. And yeah, that's why I'm not using Raikou, is because it will take forever to purify. So bam. Wait, we still don't have the disc for the other. I can see like a thing. Wait, I didn't heal? Whoops. Totally forgot about this. Nope. Switch. Bam. And of course, I actually want this here and this here. There we go. And I will heal. Because you never know what happens in this game. Like this, for example, the fact that I can't go back. I have to go here and activate the dang disc. It's like the UFO disc. I think it's F, if I recall correctly. So it's F, R, and U. So fruit. Damn. Oh wait. So we do need to go this way, and then I forget how this place is. Because we do need, that's the kid that sent us a message, so we need to go back. We can go down here, right? Yeah. I'm dumb. Wait, no, that's not here. That's the other place. Oh, this, I don't know. That's not the right place. There's nothing here anymore, right? It is just... Because it was just, we took the train to the place that did not do anything. Ha! Did you see this? Did you see this? because they couldn't like fade to black and change screens, they actually had to make a whole animation of the lady going in front and then moving. Like, look at this, because they can't black screen and they swapped, so they had to make an animation of her doing this on the side and then we go in front of her. See? Because if they didn't do this, we'd be stuck behind her the entire way through. I didn't want to go back in. See, that's... So they knew it was bad. Look at this. They specifically made an animation where she goes in front, moves. I can't move here. I'm not moving. And then your character goes in front. Because if she just went out and not to the side... Well, even if she did, she went to the side, we would still bump against her. So, as part of the animation, they had to make the character go in front and then allow you to have control back. This is really interesting how they knew it was a problem, and instead of fixing it, they were like, ah, it's worth it. House padding the game. Well, we added more padding. You know, if the game is gonna pad the content, well, I'm gonna use a stall team and pad even more. And it has worked out. How do I... Is there not a way to go to the place faster? Am I getting lost here? I'm probably getting lost. Right, so it works on... And yeah. So where is the kids' place? Is it like south of here? Yeah. I'm completely lost. It's right there. It's just here. It's not another area, right? Relgalm Tower. That's this dude, right? Because it had two... No? Yes, thank you. Oh, there we go, yes. Okay, so it is this dude. For some reason, I thought it was like another area, but no, it's just the under. Okay, yeah. Sure. Mail me on my P-Star DA. And so, yeah, that's it. Hopefully someone else sends me an email, so I know where to go. Well, this dude, I think that dude just told us where to go. To Regal Tower. Oh, yeah, healing items, healing items. Imagine. Just imagine. Oh, whoa. I wish I could... I knew what those attacks were named. Need soul damage. Let's protect. I don't know what this is. That's super laser. That's... Oh, that's not the, that's the one with the... Yes, with the ice. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be buying a few of these. Yeah, imagine if on top of this we needed to buy balls to capture Pokemon. Like, that's insane. Like, look at the amount of money we have. And we lost once. Like, that's insane. That's actually insane. Like, it was not made by people who play games. If you're going to lose, you might as well spend all your cash. That's the way I play Pokemon games. Wait, okay, so eventually he escaped without our help. So, you know. A new tower? Nice. Yep. So now there's a Realgram Tower. I still can't believe that they knew it was bad. And they didn't do anything. Yeah, I don't want to fight you. Money can be farmed. Oh yeah, no, I bet you can farm money. This game is designed around the fact that you're supposed to grind for everything. Because you could have interesting and compelling gameplay mechanics, or you could have bad ones and force the player to grind. You could balance the game so that playing normally you don't need to grind for money, or you could not. I was about to save, but... Oh, you know, there is a save point there, but we're going to the tower. There's no real need to save. So, big tower, Rilgam tower, and an immense tower that was finally completed as Cypher's base. It has a Colosseum on top. Well, I don't really care, to be honest. Oh! New area? Okay, so excitement. Excitement. Because this game has good art, and now we get to a new place with all new cool art. And yes, look at this. This looks great. Has some cool music. See, that's why that's where this game is at its best. New areas with some new music. Some cool animations. Well, we don't have them here, but hopefully. Exploration, right? Playing Pokemon, but in 3D. Now that's fun. Look at this. Looks good. This looks good. I like this. Some exciting music. I'm excited. Back. The energy levels going back up. Never mind. It's done. We can't. Yeah. I thought we were gonna have some exciting music, but I guess it's over. So what? Is it a labyrinth? Oh, this dude. Hey, bucko. Oh, yeah. Wait, this guy was rocks and stuff. I'm good. So what is this? Like a boss rush? That feels earned. I really love how this game sets up some really interesting things, like, hey, we're gonna put these enemies here, because why not? Okay. So, what is going on here? Fortress. Does Fortress have levitate? Probably, right? No, no, Fortress has sturdy. Right. So we can use Earthquake. Aww. You're cheating. Ah, look at this. Ha ha! Wait, Flygon has levitate. Okay. So Flygon does have levitate. Good to know. Ow. That hurts. That hurts my feelings. It's literally the only ability it can have. Oh, nice. Cool. So hopefully you attack. Yes, okay, good. I wanted to swap anyway, so it didn't seem like the right Pokemon to have here. No. The right Pokemon seems to be this one. I mean, you set up Sunny Day. I don't even need to do it. Yeah, just protect, dude. Do it. Oh, good. I get to learn something. That's cool. I get to learn... Oh, it is... What? Okay. Oh, so protect works for the entire turn. It's not just the next attack. Okay. Nope. We're getting destroyed. That's cool. I wanted to not use any attacks with Entei. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. That is certainly something I wanted to do. Well... And then we missed. That's great. That's swell. That is swell. Yeah, Fortress is yeah. It is. It's Bug Steel, right? Or is it Rock Steel? It's Rock Steel. I don't even know. Grass Steel? Probably Grass Steel. I don't even know. Yeah, I think at that point I'm done already. Because my base Pikmins are done. That's a good strat. That's an interesting strategy, for sure. Look at that, man. This is fun happening right now. You know, just when you thought, hey, new area is gonna be interesting, nope. Instead, it's fun. It's what's going on here. And come on, be confused a little bit. Be confused. Nope. No confusion. Nope. So what you're telling me is that I need to evolve my own Pokemon. Right. I'm just using moves now. I don't even... Yeah, oh no, great, no. You know, hey, you wanna have fun? I have a fun button. It's called the reset button. Bam. Look at this. Oh! See, I've won. You don't exist anymore. I'm the victor here. I'm victorious. So the strat is the most annoying strat ever. It's good. It's good. This game, the more I play it, the more I think it's good. What even? I go here. No, I did. That's right. I didn't heal. I wanted to heal. Yeah. No, that's good. That's great. I forgot to save because I was assuming, you know. I foolishly assumed I'd get to a new area and then we'd get some plot or story or something. But no, you get to a new area and it's like, yeah, fight. Fight, more fight. Fight. More dudes to fight. How long has it been since we fought some dudes? Dude, you had to deliver a data ROM to someone? That's too much story, dude. You're gonna get confused. We need to fight. Fight more. I don't know what I'm doing, like what displays even. It's like, oh, they made a tower. What happens in it? We fight. That's your plot. You fight. Come on in. Fight. Like, I genuinely thought that... I genuinely think I would like this game more if it was called Pokemon Stadium 3. Because it's the game they made. It's the game they wanted to make. Like, just non-stop fighting all the time, every time, always. Like, just be honest about it. Like stop with the bull crap of pretending you have story and characters and stuff. Because this is not what the game you made. You made a game where you fight non-stop forever. That you don't want to have to deal with levels. Just put everybody at level 50. Don't allow people to learn moves. Just bam, fight. The video game. Stop pretending to be a game when you're just a fighting simulator. Like that is I would respect this game more. The same way I respect Stadium 1 and 2. It's not my thing, but it's obvious in what it's trying to be. It's just, hey, Pokemon fights but in 3D. Okay, sure. Yep. That is honest. That is the game that's sold and that is the game you get. Colosseum though, it's trying real hard to pretend it's something it doesn't want to be. I mean, a Colosseum is synonymous with Stadium. Yeah, I guess it is. It is. Hey, Miss Bloom. We are doing as good as we can do playing Colosseum. Yo. Yep. Oh man, look at this. Oh, they even removed the fun theme. What the heck? That was the oh yeah, no fun allowed. Right. Is it still gonna be sending Ludicolo's like crazy? Probably. So even the fun, silly parts of the game, we can't have this. There's no build up, there's no lead up to anything. These enemies are just here because they're here, not because like, oh, yes, the whole game was leading up to this final confrontation where you beat all the admins back. It's like, no, there's a new area and there's the people to fight, so you fight them. This is, yeah. I don't think Ludicolo's that powerful, but... I guess, yeah, I guess I should do this, because I can do this. Yeah. Freeze! Nope. Break. Oh, that's a good move. That's a really good move. Rain dance! Okay. So I think we're swapping things. I think Espeon's gonna get beat up. And I'm gonna surf. Anyone else missed the days where we were sweeping Kanto with Beedrill? Here's the saddest part about this. Yeah. Oh, 1 HP, damn. Is the time it took us to do all this is less time than we've spent playing Colosseum. Empires rose and fell in the time it took us to beat up some 20 million dumb trainers in Colosseum. And that is the saddest part. It's like, replace fun with mindless grinding. To be fair, you just ran through fire, red, leaf, green. What are you talking about? I defeated every single trainer in this game. Every single trainer. We did the entire place. So here's the thing. I did the entire Silphco, every trainer, and it took me 1 hour. Like, I think an hour and 20 minutes to beat up every single trainer in Silphco. Every single one. That is the sad part, is if we had to fight as many trainers in this game would be 80 hours long, and most of it would be looking at animations. Oh yeah, that's true, I did not catch anything. Right, indeed. Indeed, indeed. But I don't think it would take that much longer. Plus, we'd get to actually pick the Pokemon we catch. Like, just, you know, get a Paris and then put a Pokemon to sleep and throw balls. That's not a lot of time. We did eventually get, like, 6, 7 Pokemon. I think at the end we had 13 or 11 or something. No, 14. We had 14. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Is this happening? Yeah, Giga Drain. Yeah, do it. Do it, my dude. No. I should probably reset right now and just say screw it and go grind now. Because I'm gonna have to do it regardless. So yeah, I'm probably gonna reset and just go to grind. Grinding mode. I just want to see more of the team. I won't get to. Well, let's reset. Let's just... At some point when the game is telling you not to have fun, stop having fun. Yeah, this has become a grind stream now. Let me change the title. Let me change the title of this. Done. Done. You know? The stream is also going to be honest about what it is. Bam. Lara not enjoying the game. Now that is an understatement. But yeah, no, I'm not. And I'm trying really hard too. I'm really trying to enjoy it, but the game is beating me into submission. So, it's time we stop pretending we're playing a good video game. And start playing the game the way the game wants us to play. And by that I mean grind like a dumbass for hours. Because why even make interesting gameplay when you can replace it with grinding? I get, like, the most frustrating part is not even that that's the game, is that it's taking on the Pokemon template, which is successful because it has found ways to make the grinding less clear, like less obvious, or at least less like fun. It makes it fun because you have a bunch of Pokemon and you kind of make your team, and as you progress, you learn moves. And your Pokemon evolve, even though, in essence, you're doing the same thing, right? You're fighting trainer after trainer after trainer after trainer, but there's enough bells and whistles, and there's enough variety that you're not feeling like you're just grinding like a dumbass. It makes the thing interesting. That's what makes Pokemon so addictive and so long-lasting. And then this game's like, nope, just remove all this. Yeah, just go in. Yeah. New challenge. Yeah, let's go. That is the saddest part. If this game was not called Pokemon, it would not be as egregious, but because it is, that just makes it sad. All snags is 6 hour-ish, and finally 100% is 16 hours on the speed run. I think you're wrong in that. At least in Colosseum, grinding involves thinking because you're constantly fighting double battles. Well, you know, I'm about to grind, so we'll actually put that to the test. We'll see. Because right now... So I'm doing Mount Battle, so it's going to be the grinding place. The purpose of this place is to grind, right? That's the grinding place. So we'll do nothing but grind, and we'll see if at some point we'll get to... I hope. I'm not being, like, sarcastic or anything. We will try it. We'll see if at some point we'll get to actually have to stop and think about the fights. And not just mindlessly grind. I hope we do. Again, I'm trying really hard to like this game. I really am. Yeah, put your effort. Advance. Oh, is it gonna ask me to advance to the next zone every time? I hope not. You may also try beating the gym leader in the city. Wait, there's a gym leader? I don't know, the game doesn't even acknowledge that Colosseums are a thing. Well, all I know so far is that my Espeon and Umbreon are barely leveled, right? They were level, what, 15, and 28, and 30? And they're giving us Pokemon level 15. What? Why? It's not like I could have a Pokemon that's... Maybe they're assuming I'm coming here with only one Pokemon and it's Plusle. Because literally, I did not level up my evolutions and we are like double their level. Like, why? What? Ugh. See, that's the problem. I keep asking questions. Don't ask questions, just grind. And it's gonna ask me to go to the next zone every time. Well, didn't I just walk to the next zone? Why would you ask me to go to the next zone? What would I do? Run back? I thought the part where I walked to the next zone would indicate that I wanted to go to the next zone. Oh, man. Oh. I guess, yeah, this is to help purification. But that's a bad fix to a bad problem, then. Because it's like, in order for you to purify better, right? Like, to be able to use Pokemon that are Shadow Pokemon without the risk of losing moves and losing turns because you have to call them, they have to give you super low-level Pokemon. So you're fixing a bad mechanic with, like, a bad fix. You're making a boring fight, so dealing with Shadow Pokemon is not as bad. Here's a fix. Makes the Shadow Pokemon not the worst to deal with. It's gonna ask me to advance to the next zone every time. Oh. Oh, man. This game is getting under my skin more every minute. Okay, 17. Levels are getting higher. 17. Surf will make this faster. Yeah, but I want to level up both Umbreon and Espeon is the issue. Like, I kind of don't want to use Suicune because it doesn't have the best moves. Like, that's the problem I have right now is even like half the XP. I already don't get enough XP. I don't want to give XP to Suicune. That's no XP though. That's like no XP. If you leave the tower, you can return to a highest multiple of 10 floor. Okay. Good to know. So I'm guessing the tower has 100 levels. Yeah. What? So I have a question. Why? Right. So that I understand. Right. The game is like, oh, you want to go back? Let me teleport you back. Right. I don't want to go back. But why ask me when I'm moving forward? It's not like it's a small thing. This thing has 100 levels. It's gonna take even more time to go through the 100 levels if it has to ask me every time if I want to go, like, forward. Like, that's the problem with making a grindy game, is every small inconvenience takes, like, crazy proportions because you're gonna have to deal with it all the time. Doesn't Espeon have XP share? Yeah, I gave it to Espeon. I gave Espeon the XP share. I think it's just getting the... Actually, we should check. It's getting the XP... without having the extra message, right? Yeah, see, it's getting 60 and Espeon gets 181, so... So you can grind at a specific floor when you reach it. Wait. So you grind the same trainer? So if I talk to her again, do I fight her again? No. Well, there's no point. So advance to the next zone. No. What? No. No. No, it's not okay. Yeah, so there's no point in asking me... Okay, and now it doesn't ask me anymore. What? Okay. At least for battle mode, you can prepare an actually good team. Oh yeah, I've noticed the... So do we get tickets every fight or every 10 I guess I'll see. You get every 10 floors. Okay. Okay. I don't understand. Like so many things about this game, I don't understand. Why even have stuff? Oh no, I'm not replaying this in Japanese. I don't even want to play it in English. The amount of tickets depends on how many legendaries you use. Oh, crap, because that's on my team, right? Not like in combat. Because I have 2 legendaries on my team, but I'm not using them. Ah, whatever. What am I going to use the tickets for? I'm not going to use them for anything. Oh, I have some... Yeah, don't worry about the Pokemon. I'll need to cheat a couple of Pokemon, so... It's all good. But it's the absolute last thing I'll do. So, I have time to think about how I'll do it. And Wooper! So they all have only 2 Pokemon. Is it the case for the entire tower? Is every trainer just 2 Pokemon? Or did they start having teams and stuff? Yeah, I see. Yeah, the tower will get crazy. Yeah, I assumed, right? Because here, this is just here to waste our time, so... Look at this, like, old grandma. I don't need to fight her, just push her off the stage. We're good. What is she gonna do? Nothing. Push her off. We're getting to level 20. We're getting some levels. Oh yeah, it's not very effective. Well, what is this? What is this faint animation? Oh, we get moves. We get move. What's Swift? Right, it's the one. An attack that increases in power with friendship. Well, I don't want to be friendly with anybody in this game, so learn Swift instead. Swift hits 2 Pokemon. Whoa, what? That's almost a normal name. Oh, Angie. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Advance to the next zone. Can repeat every floor. Wait, so every 10 trainers. Right, but it doesn't... That's what I mean. It's like... It seems like 10 is the cutoff point, so why ask me if I want to progress further every floor instead of every 10 floors? Alright, and so, yeah, we do this, and we do this. Damn. Skitty. You got more than 2 Pokemon? Great. It's gonna be more XP. Swift is bad in SP on pre-Gen 4. Isn't it bad in Gen 4 as well? I mean... I don't know how Swift is after... It's normal type, so it's... Oh, it's a special move. Right, right. It becomes special. Right. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, that's because it's the last guy in the 10s. That's why it has an actual team. Not that it matters, we're just one-shotting everything. Oh! Never mind, Jigglypuff is tanking. But yeah, we're still pretty much destroying everything. I've not thought about what moves to use in the past, what, 20 minutes? This animation is still awesome. I'm thankful that they show the bite animation every time. Else I would not know it's a bite. Yeah. Fantastic. No, it's not. It really is not. Don't be using big words like fantastic in this game. Area. So okay, so it's area. So I won't give you Pokemon coupons in the back room. Cool. Whoa. Oh, so it's just a room here. So I'm guessing Abra is the teleporter fellow. Congratulations! Here are your Coupons! I got 100 Poke Coupons. What do I need? Like, thousands of coupons? Yeah. And so I can change my team, or I can save. I can change my team. Look at that. I'm not going to, because why would I? See, imagine, for example, if the Shadow Pokemon went down even when they were not active, right? I would have an incentive to at least have them on my team. But why would I do that when it's just gonna be a hindrance? I'll save, sure. Yep. Since you're grinding anyways, I'm going to boot up my own Colosseum and buy a TM for my Espeon. Yeah, have fun. Good luck. Good luck with that. Like, all dark moves introduced before Gen 4 became physical in Gen 4. Yeah, that's the weird thing, is that Gen 4 is dark is special. I mean, it makes Vaporeon a bit better, so I like it, but it doesn't make any sense, because like the one dark move every Pokemon knows is Bite, which could not be the most physical move if they tried. Even more physical, I mean. Now see, it doesn't bite you physically, it bites you metaphorically. It's a mind bite. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm agreeing with you. It doesn't make any sense. It's weird. You know what's also very good about this game? How the environment doesn't change in the mouth battle. I'm assuming it's the same environment for all 100 floors, right? It does. Oh, it changes? Oh. Oh, crazy time. I would expect the game to not even try. We'll see how much it changes. See, now that's exciting. Anything is different. Now that's exciting when you see the same thing non-stop. So let's go. Oh, you don't have to spoil the entire thing. Keep some stuff secret. But I would, yeah, I would not have been surprised if the game did not change anything from floors 1 to 100. Yeah, advance to the next zone. Like, see, like this part of the game is straight up Pokemon Stadium. And I didn't play Pokemon Stadium for a reason. Because of this, right? Oh, TM for light screen. What would you use light screen for? Oh yeah, I guess contact moves do exist post-gen, pre-Gen 4. I will say though, light screen is a pretty good move in double battles. But like, it's only for one Pokemon, right? Whole party. Oh, I guess I'm confusing screen. I'm always confusing screens with protects and stuff. So yeah, I bet it's good. But yeah, this whole part is just Pokemon Stadium. You fight trainer after trainer after trainer. And that's it. A little late. Did you complete the story or what's going on? What's going on is that this game is good. So we are forced to grind some levels. So see, here's the thing I never liked about Pokemon. That's still a thing, and that drives me absolutely nuts, right? How many years has it been since the Pokemon games came out, right? Several decades, right? Like a couple of decades, right? Yeah, that's a comment people have told me in the Pokemon Yellow video. I should not be using several to say two. Right. Apparently, people really notice it. Anyway, I don't know. For me, several is more than one, but I guess it's not correct. Anyway, so see all the weird stuff about Pokemon attacks, right? Like the fact that there's priority, right? There's movement. There's not movement. There's move. Yeah, I guess it is just priority, right? It's like there's some moves that will attack first, and there's an order, right? There's several tiers of priority. The fact that some moves are contact move. The fact that some moves have like additional properties that trigger on some stuff. Like there's a lot of layers to this, right? Right. What information do we get in the game? Physical or special? Attack, accuracy, that's it. All the other extra crap is not in-game. Like, how are you supposed to know? Well, go look up wiki pages. Unofficial wiki pages. Unless there's something I'm missing, I don't think all that information is available anywhere official. It's just people figuring it out by playing the game. Unless I'm mistaken. And if I am, please tell me, but... nothing. There's a description for every move on the screen. Oh, no, I know you have descriptions, but those descriptions are clearly not good enough. Like, there's a bunch of weird interactions that you'll never know about. Or know, like... the fact that there are several priorities in the moves, several tiers, is indicated nowhere, right? The fact that you have moves that are faster and slower, but also moves that are faster within the faster moves. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, or special, like, weird interactions between, like, between moves. And held items, for example. Like how that stuff can interact, right? Like, oh, throw, for example, or I forget a move, what move it is. that says, okay, depending on the held item, you throw the held item and the damage is dependent on that. How do you know what the damage is and what's the damage per item, right? You look that stuff up. Like all the interactions with between moves and held items. Or between abilities and moves, all that stuff. There's no way for you to know but read unofficial wiki entries. And as someone who has played and follows games like Magic the Gathering, for example, or Path of Exile, right? It's like, if it's a core, because it's not like a random part, it's a core part of the game. The core part of the Pokemon games is dealing with the combat and like learning about like how it works and stuff. If it is a core part of your game, there should be a resource somewhere, an official resource somewhere that goes into the nitty-gritty and the detail of that stuff and explains like all that stuff in detail. But because Pokemon is targeted towards kids, it's good if they don't explain that stuff. Like, it's not. It's the core of the game. Why am I supposed to look stuff up on Wikipedia entries to learn the basics of the game? That's why I never could... Like, I genuinely never could, like, learn the proper way to play Pokemon games, is because apart from teaching you the very basics, the game doesn't do a good job of telling you the way it works and the way you're supposed to be playing it. I know there's like metagame and stuff like that. That's an extra thing, but like the game does not explain the core concepts further than, hey, you can use moves and some Pokemon are weak to some moves. Also, abilities have effects. And that's super light. Considering how complex that stuff has become and how much there is to it, that is way too light, the way the game approaches that stuff. I've not read the chat in a bit because I was going off on a tangent, but like you know what I mean, right? Like it's not the games themselves for as deep as the mechanic has like there's so many layers to that stuff, and it's like super. It's impressive and good. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that the mechanics are super complex. It's a good thing. It makes for like really fun and interesting interactions. There's a reason why, you know, there's a thriving competitive Pokemon scene. But it's like the game at no point even acknowledges that it exists, even though they do actually spend the time and effort to make that stuff work, which is very strange to me. All the mechanics are hidden. Well, it's not even the it's the interactions. It reminds me of when I played Hearthstone back in the day, where like surface level the game is pretty easy and straightforward, and then the moment they started making a bit more complicated and like, yeah, a bit more complicated and complex cards. I don't know. What are you talking about? Okay. I was just mashing the A button. But like the moment cards became a bit more complex and mechanics started mattering a lot more, people realized there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just super arbitrary and weird and not explained anywhere. And the order in which you play cards matter for some reason. And it's just, it became such a complete mess. Which is why it's surprising that Pokemon does not do that. It has like a lot of very specifically designed interactions and doesn't tell anybody about them. That is very weird. Pokemon Stadium series actually explains more hidden mechanics pretty well, but people mostly ignored what it said. Was it like in a wiki type entry, like entries of like advanced mechanics and stuff? Like, if you want to look at games having in-depth mechanic that try to teach the player well, go to the fighting community, the fighting games. Because the thing about fighting games is that they live and die on the ability to teach the player mechanics. If the player does not understand the core mechanics of the game is unplayable. So when you look at tutorials in fighting games, like, you have a wide variety of completely garbage and just don't explain anything, and like from this to super in-depth and explains like the every single mechanic and frame data of every character, and goes to the trouble of explaining very complicated mechanics that you might not even encounter a lot. I recall, what was it? What game was it that actually had a very interesting and well-made tutorial on complex mechanic? It was Guilty Gear. It was Guilty Gear, I think. Rev 2? I think it's Rev 2. I think Rev 2 had a really well-made tutorial that had to exist because the players need to know the mechanics. It's the core of the game. That's what makes it fun. And you can explain very complex mechanics well. You just need to try. Reading in video games. Yeah. Wait, Scarlet and Violet math class actually explains damage calculations. It does? See, because I assumed I never did any of the classes in this game, because why would you? It's time spent not playing the game. That's why tutorials in games are so difficult, because you need to make them in a way where you're still playing the game and having fun. I think if you approach them as, hey, here's this page, read it, that's not great. But also, I feel like you need to be clear about, like, oh, these are advanced mechanics. I recall that being very important in the Rev 2 tutorial. Was the game makes clear to the player, okay, this is a core mechanic. This stuff you'll encounter, it's advanced stuff, you'll encounter a little less. And here's a very, very specific and niche thing that you will barely encounter, but if you are interested, we can explain it in detail. Because, like, if I knew I could learn more about the damage calculations in the classes, like, if I knew Scarlet and Violet went a lot deeper on these subjects, I would have checked the classes more. Because, like, you're telling me it has Stadium had it, Scarlet and Violet had it, but it's not obvious that they have it. One of the lessons in Stadium explains that rollout is stronger after using Defense Curl. Yeah, see, that's a thing I've learned by reading a Wikipedia page, a Bulbapedia page. Oh, so now, see, now I'm learning that Scarlet and Violet did this. Actually, like, we're a bit more open about mechanics. But I guess it was presented poorly and was not clear that's what it was. Because for me, the game introduced mechanics like... Introduced the class mechanic like, hey, here are classes, we're gonna waste your time for 5 minutes. And now you get to play the game. Like, just because it's a class in a game does not make... You don't have to make it as boring as real-life classes, is what I mean. And the way it was presented, it looked like that stuff was super boring. And like real-life classes. And nobody's gonna play a game and go, hey, yeah, I want to go to class instead of play the game. Like, yeah, just you telling me Scarlet and Violet has that stuff. Now I want to go back and check out these classes, because there may be interesting information. They still don't like to explain IVs and EVs, though, kind of sad. Yeah. And I know why they don't want to explain it, too, which is the dumbest way. It's because, like, the way they introduced... Oh, whoops. I genuinely think EVs should not be a thing. EVs kind of ruin a lot of the game, because... For a series that's about make your team and have fun and catch Pokemon and change... Like, EVs force you to stick with the same team. When you're playing the game casually, like, the problem with EVs is that it forces you to stick with the same Pokemon because they'll be better statted because you're using them more often. And when you want to make a competitive team, then you need to grind. So it's bad if you're playing casually, and it's bad if you're playing competitively. Like, EVs should not be a thing. Like, I don't like IVs, but I understand why it exists, but... I think EVs should not be a thing in Pokemon games at all. And yeah, there was a bot. I don't have moderators, so... I don't see the messages. The bots don't get banned. EVs give you trust and influencing stats, though. yeah, so that's good. Like, that's good. The specialization, though, like, that's a good thing. But the execution of making EVs, I think, makes it not fun. Because either, when you're playing casually, the Pokemon you keep using keep getting stronger, meaning you are incentivized to stay with the same Pokemon and not try new things. And you need to grind a bit. You don't need to grind a lot, but you do need to grind mindlessly if you want to set a Pokemon to be used competitively. So the specialization part is good. The execution of having EVs does not work. But yeah, like, being able to specialize your Pokemon is interesting and good. I kind of want them... I wish they could do it in a different way, you know? It's like Natures, for example. Like, Natures... I love Natures in theory. The problem is, sometimes you'll get a Pokemon you like and you want to use, and then it has a terrible nature. And you're punished for not being lucky, I guess. Like... having a mechanic that makes Pokemon more... each individual Pokemon different is an interesting and a good one. But the execution is lacking. The EV boost isn't that large in casual gameplay, not specifically EV train. Yeah, but it means the problem is that you'll get penalized, like, regardless of the impact, if it's a huge impact or not, you are penalized for having bad natures or bad EV, like no EVs, right? So regardless of if it has an impact, let me say that another way. Regardless of if the impact is important, it has an impact. So mentally, you are feeling like you're being punished or playing the game wrong by doing something that should be fun. You know, switching your team up and, you know, trying new things, trying new Pokemon. You feel like you're playing the game wrong because it has a negative impact, even if it's not a big one. Like, I had the Vaporeon I have in Scarlet has a nature that lowers its special attacks. So I didn't want to use it. Even if it's not that relevant in the grand scheme of things, it sucked. It didn't feel good. And it felt like I was being punished for being unlucky. And that's terrible. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the core of making Pokemon different, not every Pokemon being the same and being able to specialize your stats is good. But I think, like, Natures and Eevees force the player into bad habits and bad, like, gameplay patterns that makes the game less fun. Because that's a well-known gameplay, game design, a well-known game design lesson is that players, when given the option, players will optimize the fun out of the game. People will play the game in non-fun ways if it grants them gameplay benefits. So when a game tells you, hey, there's a way for you to have better stats, well, even if it's less fun, players will go for that better stats Pokemon. To be fair, usually you can catch another Pokemon of the same. So that's what I ended up doing for Eevee. I ended up like catching. That's not fun. Like, that's the problem. It is a fix, but it's not a fun fix. Like, nice, I caught a Pokemon that's exciting. I want to use it. Oh, it's not a good nature, so let me stop everything and catch several of them until I get one with the good nature. Like, that's not fun. I don't know. It doesn't seem fun to me. It's a fix. It's fixable. The same way, right now, we are fixing the level problem we have in Colosseum by grinding. It is a fix, but I'm not having fun at all. I'm not even paying attention to what's going on the screen, like, 2/3 of the time. I'm just pressing A. I've been pressing A non-stop since we started. The impact for casual gameplay is minimal. Oh yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. Like, it's not... It's not impactful, but the mental impact is more important than the gameplay impact. Because, like, yeah, moves actually have a lot more impact than the stats. Just, the moment you start looking deeper into Pokemon mechanics, you learn that, yeah, well, your Pokemon bad. Like, I don't see the benefit. I guess is the crux of it. It's like, I don't see the benefit. Like, I see the specialization benefits, but I think the drawbacks outweigh the benefits. Plus, I think with the amount of Pokemon there is nowadays, like, I think natures don't even matter anymore. Because you're gonna pick a Pokemon because of its base stats, not the nature. I don't know if I'm in the minority or not, but I always just do the things that are fun in-game, even if it means my stats are worse because of it. Yeah, that's what I did a Beedrill playthrough. And I got very lucky. I got very lucky to have a female Beedrill. That was pure luck. That was pure luck. A Maximizer won't care about that as they want to have fun. An Optimizer will care and soft reset to get the perfect nature. I don't know. To me, like I guess the issue I have is that it's more mechanics that separate casual players from like it's more mechanics that'll keep people away from competitive, which is really fun. And that is just gatekeeping to have gatekeeping. It's like there's no way for me, like, what's the point of even like, oh, I have my dumb team, let's go in and have a fight. Like, no, I'm not, because I don't have the right natures and the right EVs, so why even bother? It's just very gatekeeping. That's why I never could get into competitive Pokemon, because the barrier of entry is so many hours of mindless grinding, which has gotten lower and lower every generation, right? The grinding required is lower and lower, but it's still grinding. Yeah, mints do solve some of the problems. But I think the Pokemon series has gotten to a point where there's so much nowadays. I think removing things, people would scream bloody murder if they removed a single mechanic from a game to the other. But they genuinely should at some point. There's enough in the game that you can remove some of the mechanics, I think. It's already a logistical nightmare. Like, just remove some things. They already removed Pokemon from games because they can't deal with all this. Just to be clear, ignoring nature system, which is something else entirely, if you don't care about EVs, you will end up with mostly balanced EV, which won't improve your Pokemon that much. Indeed, but it will. That's what I mean. Like, what's important is not the actual impact, it's the impact it has on the player. If you tell them, hey, your Pokemon will be better, it doesn't matter if it's better by a lot or not, it will be better. And that's why you get a new Pokemon, you're thinking, well, can I use that one? Well, it won't have the EVs. My current Pokemon have EVs, so they're slightly better, so I'm keeping my normal Pokemon. The Pokemon I'm already using. Like, it's game mechanics working against what the developers want to do. Like, the fun part of Pokemon is trying out a bunch of new Pokemon, a bunch of new teams, interactions, moves, and stuff, and not sticking with the same team. But the gameplay design works against that. What if, for example, you had a mechanic where if you catch a new Pokemon, for the next 5 fights, it has better stats? Then you would be encouraged to go out and catch Pokemon and use them. Pokemon you don't have. Just catch them and then use them for a few fights, then catch other Pokemon, use them for a few fights. You would actually be encouraged to do it. Even if like the stats, if it was like not a big boost on the stats, you would still be encouraged to do it. That's my issue I have with EVs and natures. It's worrying about balance more than fun. Oh yeah, there's a secret boss, but I'm not going there yet. I've been told about a secret boss. Competitive Pokemon has never been as accessible as it is in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I bet it's getting more and more accessible every gen. But as someone who's never been into it, I think it's baby steps. Because, like, what if I found a Terra Pokemon I really enjoy, but, oh, the Terra move, the Terra type is not the one I wanted. Oh, bummer. Even Egg move can be taught without breeding now. Oh! Yeah, see? Nice. Oh yeah, they did remove mechanics. It feels less like removing mechanics and more like every gen has its own mechanic. Like Terra attacks are just like Scarlet and Violet. They won't keep going with this. It seems like now every gen has like its weird transformation mechanic. Like Megas and Z attacks, Gigantamax. Seems like it's one gen and done. Is the way they're handling it now. Series started going downhill when they removed Hauntail. I suppose what you're trying to say is we need the homogenization of Pokemon game mechanics. No, I'm saying, like, there's a lot of variety in the moves and the Pokemon. I think adding stuff on top of this, like, when there was 300 Pokemon, 400. Okay, I get that natures are a thing. No, there's like 1,000. I don't think natures matter anymore. I think if you pick a certain type and a certain moveset, I think nature is an extra step that makes it not fun. Because I think there's already enough stuff going on here that there's already enough complexity. I think that's an extra layer that does not add any complexity, just frustration. Because I don't think natures matter anymore. Because the goal of nature was to make, with the same Pokemon, have it be different, right? Have different stats, right? Have a very clear and obvious, hey, that Pokemon's different from that Pokemon because they have different natures. But I think there's so many Pokemon anyway, like I don't think this serves the purpose anymore. And I believe the same thing with EVs, but I wouldn't remove EVs, I would just change the way it works. Because the way EVs works, if I'm not mistaken, you can boost 2 stats and half a 3rd stat, right? So why not, like, and there's no reason to kind of spread it around. You always want to boost 2 stats. So why not have this be, like, you have 2 EVs and a half, and you get to choose on, like, the stats you want them on. You go to the Eevee man, and bam. You remove the grinding, and you still have the need to keep track of it and like know, because that's the worst part too. That's what I was saying earlier. It's EVs are also hidden. Like they made that stuff a bit more obvious, but it's still not as obvious as it could be for something that is like you have to deal with, or you can deal with. Like it's stuck in this weird middle ground where it's very relevant, if you want to play competitive, but it's absolutely not relevant if you play casually. So they hide it, and yet they add more places, more ways to make it, to access that data. Look at this! 30 floors, new area! There's lava everywhere. That's not how lava works. Everything would be burned down. There'd be so much smoke. We'd be dying here. But new music too, look at this. Progress. Progress. Oh, I'm super behind on the chat. Oh, I'm way, way behind. People are talking about... Okay. Sorry. I'm super behind. So Terra change is grindy. Yep. I don't even know how you do it, but I'm assuming it's grindy. And yeah, it seemed to be grindy. Natures let you specialize even further without much effort over EVs. It's 2 layers of specialization, which I like. But that's good in theory. In practice, it's like you have one. Like that's my thing. A special attacker is very rarely. You're very rarely going to specialize it. You might, but do you need 2 layers of specialization when there's like what? 2, maybe 3 specialization by, like, per Pokemon? That's a bit too much. At least in my opinion. I think it doesn't need that much specialization. I think, like, combining that stuff. And then you add IVs, and then you add moves. Although moves are pretty, like, whatever. Moves used to be a big deal to get every move on every Pokemon, but now just whatever. You can use TMs however you want. That's the good thing. Because that's the fun part of Pokemon is, yeah, learn a bunch of moves, make the Pokemon your own, have your own strats. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of having a part that matters be hidden. Because at the end of the day, natures and EVs and IVs are all hidden. They're not, like, right there. It's the reason I used to play League of Legends and then play Dota 2. And I enjoy Dota 2 a lot more because when you start the game, you know, like your hero in Dota 2, every hero at level 1 will be the same. Well, not every hero, but what I mean is like, if you're playing Queen of Pain, regardless of the game you're playing, the hero will have the same stats and will be the same. It's what you do in-game, what items you buy, that will determine how you use it. In League of Legends, every game you start, even if you have the same hero, if you have different specialization, if you have different... I forget how they're called nowadays. But if it's different before you started the game, every hero, the same hero at level 1 will be different every time, depending on your spec before the game. But it's not... like, that stuff that does no... like, that didn't happen in the game. You know what I mean? If I look at a hero in Dota 2, I can see what they're doing simply judging by their items. In League of Legends, I need to go, okay, well, what is their build? What specs did they choose beforehand? It's like hidden mechanics that didn't happen in the game we're currently playing. It happened before. And that's my issue with EVs, IVs, and natures. It's stuff that has nothing to do with what's currently happening, right? The Pokemon we're using, you know, it's movesets. It's, well, you know, that's pretty much it. It's type. It's extra stuff that is not clear, that is like stats, like nerdy stats things. And I don't like that stuff because it doesn't... That's what adds a layer of, oh, you just don't know this because you don't know enough. It's just gatekeeping. And it's not necessarily something that's bad, but I think in the Pokemon games, it doesn't make... The benefit doesn't make it more interesting. I think the really fun stuff, the stuff that's super interesting when it comes to the Pokemon games, the Pokemon competitive, is like seeing all the interactions with like looking at a team and looking at the interaction between natures and movesets, not natures, abilities. I keep confusing abilities and natures. But like looking at all these interactions and like, oh, that's a stall team that is built around this Pokemon because it has this ability. And I think nowadays with so many Pokemon, so many abilities and so many moves, there's no need to have all this hidden stuff. There's already a lot to do with abilities and held items and movesets. Stuff that is directly clear and obvious. That is in the game. That is, you can see it. You don't have to go, oh, well, did they build the tanky stats or the attack stats? And now I'm like 2 hours before. I'm sorry, I'm super behind in chat because I keep going off on tangents. I mean, that is the way I see it. That is the way I like. I think it makes for a more interesting content, you know, gameplay to watch if you can see everything right there in front of you. Instead of you have to know stuff beforehand before even going in. That's why fighting games are tough to watch if you don't know anything about fighting games, because you don't understand why certain fighting styles are super interesting to watch, like why some fighting games are super fun and interesting to watch, and combos and all that stuff. You know, cancels, execution, like, because it's not stuff that you would know right away. All you know is, oh, that character has more health, so they're winning, but somehow they're losing because the other one has some gauge. They can use special moves. How does that work? Like, there's still going to be some gatekeeping. It's just the less hidden it is, the more fun it is to watch, I believe. And that's coming from someone who loves watching like a bunch of esports of really like games that do require a lot of knowledge to enjoy. I love watching like MTG. I used to watch a lot of StarCraft 2. I watch a lot of fighting games, and yet I could never watch any Pokemon because it's just there's so much need to do. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? I could never get into Yu-Gi-Oh. I watched a lot of card games, and Yu-Gi-Oh, like, it's so tough to get into. You have to learn so much from the get-go, from the start. It's not interesting. Like what it takes to get into it is way too high. The price of entry is way too high. And not like the literal price, it's just like the price, like the knowledge it requires to get into it is way too high. That's why I could never get into competitive Pokemon. And that's a bummer. Because what little I've watched of competitive Pokemon is super interesting. Sorry, I'm gonna be silent for a little bit because I'm gonna go back in the chat. I'm gonna read the chat, but I can't answer. If I start answering people in the chat from like 10 minutes ago, we'll never be done. I'm really sorry. I go off on tangents. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to catch back up. By the way, we are leveling up, and I'm still using the same 2 moves again and again. That's yeah. Oh yeah, so how does EV work? Oh, so there's speed cheers, right? So, okay. Reminds me of World of Warcraft. With having, like, back then at least, having, like, specific stats, like stat tiers you want to hit. It's like, oh, because you want to have a 7% hit chance, but not more, because then it's wasted. Well, I guess it's not even World of Warcraft. It used to be more important in World of Warcraft, but it is an MMO thing, like FF14. I did that a bit. I'm just catching up. Sorry, I'm not. It's great. Like, thank you, by the way, for explaining some of that stuff, because there's stuff I don't know. Because all I can say, again, because I'm not into competitive Pokemon, all I can say is my perspective from an outsider that would be interested in learning more, but that can't because of the heavy gatekeeping. I guess, yeah, and by gatekeeping, I mean like the high knowledge required to even start getting into it. Wait, I replaced a move? Wait, I replaced... I didn't even notice. Did I replace a move? We have Bite. Oh, I didn't pay attention at all. Wait, I have Psybeam now. Is it even better? Was that a mistake or was it good? I think Psybeam is better than Confuse, right? I totally did not notice. I'm literally just pressing A. I'm not paying attention at all. Speed makes and breaks a lot of Pokemon. Well, that's a bummer. If it were not for Natures and Eevees, then you would know 100% what each Pokemon do. Would you, though? Like, if you replaced, like... Because the thing is... Movesets and items and stuff, like, still do matter a lot. So if you could have that personalization without having to go, like, grind for EVs and have specific natures. Like, movesets can still be different, and you can use different Pokemon. Like, again, I'm not saying, like, customization is bad. I'm saying the implementation of customization could be done better. Like, imagine instead of having EVs and natures, you have like a system that works like natures, where you pick 2 stats to boost and then 1 stats to not boost. And like make the boost more significant or something. Like, the customization is good, it should stay, but... Psybeam. Okay, so reading the chat, Psybeam is bad, right below Psybeam is decent, right below Psybeam is an upgrade. Okay, well then what is it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it an upgrade? I don't know, it's a psychic type move. That must be good. Confusion is 50 power, Psybeam is 65. It's one tier below Psychic. Okay. Oh, Psywave. Oh, the Psybeam. Sorry, that's another... Sorry, I confused it. There's a lot of neat stuff you can do with EV stats. Like, I'm surprised how creative some VGC players are with those. Yeah, I bet. I bet. My problem is not that it exists. My problem is all these small things are things you need to deal with if you want to do, like, it's never a good feeling to know, hey, you know, I like my team, I want to do some Pokemon fights for fun. And instantly you have a giant wall that says, nope, no fun here. Do you have the right stats? Do you have the right EVs? Do you have the right natures? Nope, then you don't get to do this. You could still fight for fun, but then it doesn't mean anything because, like, you know, you're starting at a disadvantage. And there's plenty of fun to be had. I've watched, like, some of the dumbest strategies. I mean, for example, where is the place people play competitive? Like where is the, like, do people play it in Scarlet and Violet? Like, do they go through the official means? Yeah, Showdown in Scarlet and Violet. Which one would you say is more popular? Scarlet and Violet? Because to me, it seems like you want to play competitive Pokemon, you play Showdown. For the simple reason is that it removes all that stuff. You only get to deal with the good parts of EVs and natures, because it's just one click away from having everything right. So it's so easy to set up. My problem is the mechanics the way they are. The difference between like having an idea for a cool team and having that cool team is mindless grinding. And they can make that stuff more and more and more convenient, which they have. It's still a gap. It's still between, like, having a cool idea and having a cool idea, like, on paper and having it in game. You need to grind. Showdown is mainly for team testing. Yes, because it allows you to go from that theoretical to the practice instantly and test out and see how does it work, does it not? How is it? Because you don't want to be spending the time making a team that's not going to work. But I would argue the trying stuff out is the most fun part of a competitive game. For me, like, is testing strategies, see what works, what doesn't, adapting it. It would be fun if you could do it in-game, instead of having to rely on a unofficial and technically illegal website. You know what I mean? Like, if the game has some fun mechanics, why prevent people from playing them, from using them? Why add more steps to the fun? When the fun is there, like, that's why I want to get into competitive Pokemon a bit more, because the fun is clearly there. There's some cool stuff. But there's stuff between the fun stuff and me that the games don't want me to get past, right? We need an official battle sim, basically, if the series is to improve its accessibility. Well, and that, it comes back to what I was talking about at the beginning, is all that stuff, you know, the sim and the learning about the moves, the abilities, the held items, all that stuff, and finding all the Pokemon and stuff is all not in the game. And yet the core games do feature these mechanics. But all the information relating to them are not in the game. That's why it's strange to me. It's very strange. Like, for example, I want to get the right EVs on my Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. What's the best way to learn about this? Oh, well, go on an unofficial website that's going to tell you how to do it. See what I mean? Like, the mechanic is there, but if you want to learn, the best way to learn about it is to not play the game. And that is very, very, very weird. I'm a collector and I could not give two S's about competitive and natures. So natures and EVs is really not something I care about. I don't either. I really don't. Again, I'm saying this as someone who sees that stuff from afar. Here's why I would like to get into it and why I'm not. Because, so here's the extra bad part. Collecting, you know, I wanted to play Scarlet just a fun way. I wanted to have fun with Scarlet, have my fun, have my thing. Every time I had to deal with natures, it was always in a negative way. It was always, I got a Pokemon with bad natures. I like this Pokemon's moveset, and I get hit with a nature that works exactly against it. And every time, every single time, I never had a good, like, oh, yeah, okay, I got a Pokemon with good nature. It was never in the positive light. It was always in the negative light. Like, the best I got was, oh, I got this nature that doesn't influence the way I play this Pokemon. That's what I mean when I say there's a discrepancy between what the mechanic wants to be and what, like, it actually does. Mainline games are easy enough to beat with anything. Yeah, I agree. I beat Fire Red with a Beedrill only, so I know that very well. Battles are just numbered. Yeah, this game just numbers battles. We're getting to the point where I should pay attention, I think. Oh no, I'm just confused. Oh, that's it. I'm just confused. That's why. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go, there we go. Feint attack, what is this? Draws the target close, then strikes with that fail. Is it any good? Yeah, I'm thinking of keeping Bite as well, because it can flinch. I don't think that... Yeah, I don't... I only went to reset my Meowsk... What? Meowscarada. So I wanted to keep a decent nature. Oh, right, yeah, okay, so yeah, you... Yeah, okay. As I knew I could keep it in my team and I wanted it to be female so it could pump out eggs to give out ASAP. Yeah. Frankly, I play mainline games, I pretty much ignore all EVs, EV, IV, and nature stuff. I do too, but then at that point, why are they in the game? If casual players are supposed to ignore them and they're only here for the competitive players. Like, you could change that stuff to be... Like, that's what I mean when I say, like, it's just here to gatekeep. That's... Either ignore them, or they're very relevant. There's no in-between. And I believe they could remake this mechanic, like the whole, you know, EV, IV nature mechanic, in a way that could be positive for casual and competitive players alike. They have an interesting impact on speedruns. Ah, yeah, well, of course. I don't think you can design or should design a game around the speedrun strats. I think that's a dark hole to go down. In Fire Emblem, each stat has a chance to increase each time you level up. That seems to be the effect of EVs, IVs, and nature on casual players. Right, and it's terrible. You play Fire Emblem, and you're punished for bad luck instantly. It's like, I got level up, either, yeah, it's awesome because I got lucky, or, oh, it sucks because now my level doesn't mean anything. Like, having a no stat or like 1-2 stat level up feels like the worst. I just want to have my character be stronger. I don't want to have to rely on lucky rolls on stats. Like, I don't think that's a fun mechanic either, to be honest. But then again, I'm not a huge Fire Emblem player. They're in the game to simulate a Pokemon's growth/potential. If it's players that abused by min-maxing knowledge they aren't supposed to know. And well, I disagree that they aren't supposed to know, because like they have added way more ways to know about them and to specific, like, items to increase EVs have existed since Gen 3, right? Like specific items to build EVs the way you want to. Like, if they've been doing it for a while, it's not... And now every gen, they're to slowly cater to a playstyle that wasn't intended. I disagree that it wasn't intended, but I do agree that... Like, regardless, it's problematic. It's a problem. And not changing it. You know what it is, really? What it is that they don't actually care about competitive Pokemon. You know, like, genuinely, that's why. They don't give two S's about competitive Pokemon. So, of course, they're not going to make steps to make it more appealing or more interesting to people. Just make it more grindy. Like, the best they did was, like, make the grind less bad. But that's it. Fire Emblem logic. I once had my main character get double attacked by the final boss. Same game, I believe. I had one of the slowest heroes double attack that same final boss. Oh! Look at this. We're getting to the point where my Pokemon actually faint. Whoa. Oh, wow. Espeon got a lot of levels. I should... Yeah, okay. Man, I was not paying attention. I should have swapped the XP share. You just noticed that. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. That's the thing. That's the problem with making a game that's super grindy and super slow. I'm gonna press A like a dumbass for hours and not pay attention to the screen. I've barely been looking at it the entire time. Like, that's why making something, like making a grind just one continuous grind and not breaking it up and like, oh, you go to different routes, or oh, you go to this gym, or oh, the bad team is attacking, so now you have to fight the bad team for a while. Not having any story or context for anything, you're just gonna go on autopilot and not pay attention to anything. That's what I mean when I say it's stuff even Gen 1 understood. That if you don't break it up, if you say fight people from level 1 to 100, you're not gonna pay attention to it. It's just gonna be the definition of a grind. Like, you just do stuff, press the button a lot, and then eventually at some point the numbers will be high enough for you to win. Like, it's progress quest. Just wait until the numbers are high enough and you're good. Time flies when you're having fun with chat. Well, it's more people teaching me that I'm wrong in a lot of ways. Hey, I'm learning things about some Pokemon stuff. Hopefully I'm not too... I try not to be. I'm sharing my opinion on my very limited view of Pokemon. You know, it's my opinion that I think they could do EV, IV's nature. Like, all the hidden stuff could be handled better. The competitive could also be handled better, but it is just my limited opinion. I hope I'm not too overbearing and like too critical of other people. I'm just trying to share my opinion on that stuff. Again, there's stuff that's just maybe not, it's just not my thing. It's not up my alley. Maybe it's that the answer is that simple. But it is always frustrating when you see something that seems very fun and interesting and can't access it even though you want to because of arbitrary bad design. I love Corsola's move, like the fact that its feet are... It's awesome. I love it. The animations are still pretty fantastic in this game. I wish the Pokemon did not, get thrown back into the trainer model, because that always looks bad. Yep, just like no reaction. Just went through this guy's legs. I'm dripping with... Oh, that is... I don't want to know this. This is gross. How many hours have we been playing? 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Imagine if we're playing a game where fun was in the, on the menu. Because yeah, we're getting higher stats. We're certainly pressing A a lot, but we're not achieving much. The IV system sucks, but I think they have no idea how to fix it while not nerfing Trick Room. Why does it matter, though? Remove Trick Room. I don't know what Trick Room is. What is Trick Room? Doing a living dex on Gen 3 with just 1 GBA, 1 DS Lite, and a Dream, it's kind of difficult. Thank you for Pokemon Chest. Yeah. Uh-huh. Ooh, Grimer. Kinda worried about the Grimer. I'm still pressing A lot. We've not reached the point where... Pokemon are more evenly leveled now. Yeah. I will say though, considering Umbreon is just supposed to be tanky, I think it matters less that it's lower level. Like, it's still tanky. Espeon being higher level matters a bit more because it's not tanky enough, so having better defensive stats would be better, I think. In my opinion, Legend Arceus is the most fun. The mechanics are all centered about capturing, and the battling is far more streamlined. You also have more direct control over stats. Everybody tells me Arceus is good. You know, after the Gen 3 Living Dex, maybe we should play Arceus. It's self-contained, right? Like, it doesn't... If I want to catch Pokemon in Arceus, it's Arceus only, right? Trick Room changes so... Oh yes, right, Trick Room changes so that... Sorry. Oof. Changes so that the slowest goes first. It makes slow Pokemon actually viable competitively. But see, that's fixing a bad problem with a bad solution. It's like League of Legends where everybody has Flash. If everybody has Flash, then there's a problem. It means people need to have Flash or they can't play the game. So make Flash a go-to, like a move everybody has by default if it's required. You don't fix a problem with another problem. If there's a clear problem, you fix it. Like, if slow Pokemon have to have Trick Room, then there's a problem somewhere. Legend Arceus is self-contained, allows getting all the Pokemon without trading. So it is possible. Turns out, you don't need to force people to pay stupid amount of money to buy all the games. But yeah, like, so yeah, absolutely, after we're done with Gen 3, I'm trying this stuff. It's more that it counters fast teams. Slow teams can work without it. Well, the way I would fix it is to make more moves that benefit slow Pokemon. Like, have more moves that if you go second, if it's used second, you get an extra benefit. Although there are a few moves that work like this. But clearly they're not powerful enough if the answer is just reverse slow, like, reverse speeds. Alright. I do like that the game heals my Pokemon between fights. I don't like that it keeps asking me if I want to go further. Every time. Lombre, so yeah, not super hot. Love Disc, look at this guy. Or this gal, I guess. Best Pokemon. I think to trim some of the fat in recent gens, but there's not a lot of move variety, especially for certain types. I will say though, I've noticed in Scarlet and Violet, and that is just from my perspective, it seems like there's a lot of moves that are just other moves, but in the right type. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like they've made moves that are just like, oh, well, that move did not have a super strong and not precise move, so we made it. It is just another move, but with a different type. Like, I'm thinking they did it with, like, Poison. Was it? I don't have the moves on the top of my head. But it certainly looked that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like they've been adding moves that are just like other moves, but in a different type. Again, I don't know enough. It is from my limited experience with Scarlet, but... Trailblaze is Grass Flame Charge. Didn't they do it with, there's a poison move I recall they did it with, right? Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Thunderbolt is essentially the same move, but different secondaries. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. The difference is, one can freeze, one can paralyze, and one can burn, and these secondary effects are relevant. So I guess making like a poison one would also work. So I guess it's not that bad. Sludge Bomb. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. It makes those types more useful. Yes. Yes, but it's just... They gotta be careful not to make just the exact same moves, but different types, because at that point, it makes each type less interesting, right? It blends them together. It's like the same way, it's weird how special and physical moves, some of them feel very similar, except some are special and some are physical. It's the same move, except the type is different. So at that point, why even split between special and physical, if it's going to be the same moves? But I don't know how often they do that. It certainly does feel like sometimes they do it, but I have no example here, so it might just be me, you know, being worried about that stuff more than it happens. They've been particular about making physical moves weaker power in a lot of cases. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's good to know. "90 power, 100 accuracy with upside is the most basic of all moves." Yeah, so I guess if not every type had this, but the upside needs to be very specific every time. Psych Up? What is Psych Up? Copy of the target's effect to the user. Ah, good. I thought I would learn what the move does. All it does is it copies the target's effects to the user. So it copies the stat boosts, is what it means? Yeah, it doesn't look very good. Yeah, it copies stat changes. Okay. This is... Things got a bit better with the description, but we're still technically playing Gen 3, so... The descriptions of moves are... lacking. Let's say. Psych Up is pointless, it's a PvP skill. Yeah, that's... A lot of moves that have to do with stats boosts are only relevant in competitive. I think the split between physical and special helps keep things balanced. You can't rely too heavily on maxing out any particular stats. Wait. I should... Ah, whatever. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, they also need to be careful not to... And again, I'm saying this just as a general rule, yeah. Be careful not to fall back into the trap of remaking every move, but two versions of them. Because then you have two versions of every move, but then on every type. So everybody gets the same moves, so types don't matter anymore. He may be usable in doubles if you have another Pokemon that boosts its stats. Yep, it's very gimmicky. So I never understood... Oh, synchronize does not work. Look at this, almost. I love how the feet are animated. I keep using Psybeam, because I don't have any. Oh, I'm dumb. I was convinced I didn't have anything else. I have Swift. What am I doing? That's why it's not going down. I'm stupid. Yeah, it seems like the type of move you'd have as a fourth slot, as kind of a very gimmicky gotcha moment. Like if you don't play against it, you might be able to get the opponent, catch them by surprise. Hey Marcus, finally catching you enjoying Colosseum live instead of having to watch the VOD. Oh, you've watched the VOD? Oh no. Oh no, you shouldn't have. Don't watch the VOD. Don't even watch it live. Don't watch Colosseum. I'm being facetious, but yeah. Thank you very much for being here and for watching the VODs. That one type. Wait, if you use that one move that increases the opponent's attack but also confuses them, then you psych up from the teammate. Doesn't copy the confusion. It probably wouldn't, right? Beautifly! Look at this beautiful Beautifly. Beautifly, by the way, might be one of my favorite Pokemon names ever. It's such a simple and fun name. It works well. I think a lot of those moves have untapped double battle potential. Yeah, that's always the most fun stuff, where like... I've always enjoyed watching the videos where a player comes with like no knowledge, or like my amount of knowledge of the Pokemon, of competitive Pokemon. So they arrive, they come in with like a bunch of legendary Pokemon with no rhyme or reason, and then they lose against someone with a team that's seemingly terrible, of like bad, quote-unquote, bad Pokemon, weak Pokemon. But because the strat is a lot more solid and well thought out, it works. Like, it shows you how movesets and nature and abilities, not nature, abilities and items, having a plan, a strategy, works a lot more than just raw stats. Which is why it's extra frustrating, again, that the thing that keeps people away from, you know, playing PvP is the stats, because it's the thing that matters the less in the grand scheme of things. And yet, it's the stuff that keeps people away the most. Swagger. Wait, they nerfed Swagger? Oh, they nerfed Confusion. I wouldn't risk using Swagger. The problem with Swagger is that Confusion was nerfed so much that swaggering your own Pokemon is actually a viable strategy. Wait, how does that work? Swagger was a problem, so they nerfed it a lot, and the nerf made it viable to self-swagger. Oh, because the people would swagger and then baton pass or something? Well, I guess they couldn't because they're confused. How would that work? Fear. Oh, we're talking... Oh, wait. If you're talking about competitive Pokemon strats, please explain. Please tell me how that stuff works. Like, Fear? What is this? Fear Rattata? I want to know. See, that's the stuff that sounds so interesting and fun. And it has nothing to do with stats. It has everything to do with movesets and abilities. Look at this, Espeon, 43. The problem is that raw... Oh wait, let me check. I need to read this. The problem is that raw stats with good strategies always beat out worse strats. And there are plenty of Pokemon with raw stats that aren't used in mindless legendary spam. See, that's the thing I don't understand, because the most boring part of Pokemon is stats. So anything that influences it, like, ends up being, like, making the game less interesting. Alright. Oh wait, it says don't forget to pick up your coupons. Did I miss all my coupons because I was just not talking to the dude? Well, whatever. Oh no, 800, what? Oh, did I miss all the coupons? I don't care. Whatever. Because I totally skipped the dude. Focus, Sash, Endeavor, Quick Attack, level 1. Oh, isn't it like it... Wait. Yeah, but what's Endeavor again? See, like, you need to tell me, because I don't know... I know some items, but I don't know the names. I know, like, some of the effects, but I never remember the names. Oh, yeah, I guess Swagger was usually, like... Oh, yeah, when it was made, Swagger was about, like, confusing the opponent, and the drawback was giving them attack. Because, like, you're telling me boost, you know, +2 attack and confusion, that seems pretty good. I'll take it. I'll confuse myself. That's why I forgot it was seen as, like, a drawback of the confusion. So yeah, Endeavor reduces the... Okay, so Endeavor, yes. So that one I got. And Focus Sash. Okay. So, by the way, yeah, did I miss the tokens? Or... I probably did. I don't know. What... what do you get? Like, items and TMs. Ah. The thing about Confusion is that when you self-hit, it deals more damage the higher your attack is. Oh, okay. Look at this synchronize! Heh. I'm using moves, abilities to do things. Totally on purpose. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think I saw that strat too. I just didn't know it was that's what it was called. And yeah, any competitive game always has those like really silly strats. Silly fun strats that like you're relying on some really good luck to actually hit, and it's very easily counterable if your opponent knows what you're doing, but they usually don't. They don't expect it. Smogon banned Swagger from Gen 5 and 6 because it's pretty much made gameplay random. Which is is a funny thing to say that you say this, because the core of Pokemon gameplay is randomness. Like, it has a huge core of randomness, and competitive is all about nullifying that randomness as much as possible, like making the strat consistent. That's another thing that's very weird, because like you play the game like casually, most of what you'll deal with in combat is random stuff, but in competitive the goal is to be as not random as possible, like to be as consistent as possible. Because by being consistent, you can establish a strategy that you know for sure will get you the victory. So you want to remove any unwanted variables. Unless I'm mistaken, but the way I'm looking at it, that's how I'm seeing it. It seems like, looking at strategies in competitive Pokemon, you want to have one that works as consistently as possible. That's why you usually want backups for your strats. Like, you don't go for one thing, you want several Pokemon to be able to deal with what your opponent is doing. It's funny, yeah, that Rattata thing is reminding me of a combo in Magic. That's really dumb. When you counter, where you counter your own stuff to bring a really good card into play early on, and then pretty much take over from turn one. But also, if you fail, well, you just concede the game pretty much. It's super high variance. I think when you were hit by Swagger, you had pretty much a 50% chance to not attack and hit your Pokemon for huge damage. Oh yeah! So yeah, and by nerfing confusion, yeah, I think Swagger then is such a problematic move then. It's like either you use it on other people and they hit themselves 50% of the time, or you use it on yourself and you just boosted your attack a lot if the confusion is nerfed. There's a video on YouTube from someone who solved the Fire Red. Found a button combination that will complete... Oh, yeah. It is, yep, I've seen it. Where the goal is to basically play Fire Red blind and deaf, right? Just like solve it. This is super interesting. And it's also, to me, the most fun part is that it's super interesting how much fun randomness is in games. Like, too random and it's not fun. Not random enough and it's not fun either. Like, you need some of that randomness. And controlling it is one of the toughest things to do in a game. It's like, make sure stuff is random enough that you allow for some variance, but not too random, because then you're just playing a slot machine. And, you know, people like playing slot machines, but without the appeal of, if you win, you get money, well, it's not very appealing, is it? That's eventually why I fell out of competitive. There's RNG even in damage rolls. Can be interesting and casual, but not when your primary goal is to win. Yeah. That's why stats, yeah, that's why stat boosts. It's such a big deal. Prankster ability, which added priority to status moves. Which meant you could, if you encountered Klefki and it used Swagger before you could move, you could also use Thunder Wave and make you even less likely to move. Oh yeah, and then like you're confused and paralyzed. I think that there are chess and Go players who think that randomness is not required to have fun. Well, that's always the, you know, I'm talking about MTG. That is a core of the design. Is you keep, some games work with all skill, and some games work with all luck, but the most popular games have a mixture of the two. Like chess is fun, but also it's not. Like you would like it's fun if you're committed 100% to learning everything about chess, or are interested in openers and oh, I don't want to get into it because I like watching chess, but playing it is the worst. It's just, it sucks. I need someone to explain to me what's going on, like what's happening, because I don't see it. But also, just watching someone play a slot machine doesn't seem like fun to me. That's why that's the weird thing with competitive Pokemon, because it seems at odds with the core of the game. Where like when you play casually, most of what you deal with is going to be random. And you go to competitive, your goal is like, the most frustrating parts are the random parts. That's a bit strange. It's like two different games, but no, it's the same game. Dive cats? What's going on? People talking about dive cats. What the? What's dive cats? Hello, hello, Tara. Did you forget to follow me? Well, I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But welcome. The problem with Pokemon is that randomness can completely flip the outcome of a battle out of nowhere. Well, yeah, that's why, yeah. That's why we did really well on that fight against the Raikou dude. Because we were very lucky with confusions. That's why, you know, balancing that stuff is difficult. And that's why, like, in an effort to balance all this stuff, like, you add more and more moves and more abilities and more stuff, you know, to just... But, like, at that point, that's what I'm saying. I think at some point you have too much stuff. Remove the natures, remove the Eevee IVs. Not remove them to remove them to, like, replace them with something that works better with the current design. It's like that's the layer of randomness that is not interesting. To me, at least from my perspective, it's where the randomness goes too far. It's like, you've gone into not fun to deal with territory. Because pretty much you play casually, EVs are going to be determined by what random Pokemon you encounter. Like, what order do you do the fights? You don't consciously change that stuff. I'm really hung up on this. I should just move on. It's just to me, as a casual player that's enjoying a lot of stuff about Pokemon, that is the one thing that's consistently just not fun to deal with. It always impacts me negatively. Never positively. I remember throwing ball after ball at 1 HP sleeping Zapdos and thinking, this is a strange definition of fun. Yeah, so that's... But yeah, that's... Pokemon is a slot machine at the end of the day. It is a random game. What was that attack? It was beautiful. Beautiful attack. Like, at the end of the day, Pokemon is a well-hidden slot machine. That's why going for living decks is fun, and not because catching Pokemon is fun, but because I should probably whatever. But because making the strategy and finding all the Pokemon and organizing that stuff is fun. It's not the randomness that is fun. The randomness creates cool moments. But the core core randomness that's the center of catching Pokemon is not just super interesting. Assist is not a move anymore. Showdown has an anything goes category. Anything goes, but not items, though. Come on, that's not anything goes. Where's the power of money? I should just pay attention to using other moves. Yeah, keep using this again. Ah. It's fine. We have other Pokemon. Houndour is the toughest one to deal with because I actually have to pay attention to moves. See, that's the tough part of Pokemon. It's paying attention. What do? I think we just do Earthquake. Just Bam and Earthquake. And yeah, we will hit our own Pokemon, but he's going down anyway. Dive Cat and Void Cat use the same strategy to essentially become like, immortal. It's very hard to shut down. How does this work? Velcati? What? Insane. Bite it. Nope. So assist with dive and wagging tail, so you get priority boost on the first turn of dive. And on the second turn, you move second because you have lagging tail. But I don't know what these moves do is the problem. Oh wait. Oh yeah, Umbreon is done. Whatever. 7 hours. Go in. I'm trying to read chat, game. Let me read the chat. Use Psybeam on the dark type again. Yeah, you know, that's... Oh. When it happens, someone needs to just type in wrong type in the chat. Or use the emote. Oh, what? You can't use a track? Don't use my move against me. Start with dive first and finish that dive last. Oh, okay. Oh, so basically you're never... Okay. Well, you could shut it down if you use the... There are moves that can hit Pokemon when they're doing other stuff. Planning and executing the plan can be more fun than just playing. I like planning breeding chains to get fun attacks onto months. Yeah, I know that. I made an entire website about planning things. Planning is just so much fun. Sometimes it's more fun than actually playing the game. Like, planning Pokémon Colosseum was more fun than actually playing it. I planned everything. Just give me the Pokemon I wrote. I wrote I'm gonna get the legendary beasts, so give them to me. And I'll be on my way. Dive is water dig, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for explaining the... Because it's a bunch of stuff that probably... It's from Pokemon games I have not played. Because, like, there's a huge hole in my Pokemon knowledge from Gen 5 to Gen... I know a little bit about Gen 5, but, like, from Gen 5.5 to... Let's Go Eevee. And even then, like, Let's Go Eevee is a remake, so it doesn't really matter. Because all that stuff is not from, like, the core games. Well, the new stuff is what I mean. Let's Go Eevee it doesn't feature stuff from the new core games, so no new additions. Oh yes, it's dive. Yeah, it could be surf. Yeah, surf can hit through dive. Yeah. Most Pokemon use Scald rather than Surf. Why? Surf is the best move. I love Surf. Scald has a burn chance. What? Wait. That seems pretty dumb. While only being slightly weaker. Yeah, like, I bet I would use Scald as well. Why not? One day we will also evolve our nut bug, by the way. One day. One day it will happen. So I think once we're done with this, I might just go back and... So I can leave this place, right? And then come back in Area 7, right? Because I think I'm getting to Area 7. I'm just gonna let everyone do the talking since my brain is basically just spamming the A button like Clara's doing at this point. Yeah, I'm doing the same. That's how you know you're playing a quality game experience. You're playing a good game. Yeah. Like it's literally wasting your time, the video game. Yeah, I think we finish with this. And then I'll be able to save, go back, maybe try one fight, see where we stand. And yeah. Oh yeah, I forget. You have to take into account... Right. It's doubles. Not... Okay. Where can I get a love disc? I've still not caught a love disc anywhere. Nowhere. I was playing Scarlet and I wanted a love disc on my team. No love disc. I was so bummed out. Look at this, so sad. By the way, it's kind of weird how burn lowers your physical attack. Like it doesn't make much sense. I don't know. Like what, you're scared to hit because it hurts, I guess, but like poison also hurts. Because I always forget that's an interaction because I never... Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, paralysis preventing you from doing anything, that makes sense. Like, lowering your speed, yeah, that makes sense. But burn, it doesn't make much sense. So what, poison lowers special attacks? Like, why not at that point? Why not have this? Ooh, 2 goldines. How will I do? How will I handle the fish? Love Disc is just outside. Yeah, I know it is there. I know it's just out of my reach. I've not gotten to the part where I catch a Love Disc yet, but I cannot wait. Love Disc, the best water Pokemon ever made. It's the best design. Ah, immobilized by love. See, they know the right strats. They know the good moves. Attract, Goldeen, and a bunch of attracts. All right. Man, my back is killing me. I'm super tired. I basically did nothing but press A for the past how many hours? 2, 3? Like just this place. How long has it been? Yeah, no, I know poison doesn't lower stats, but... Oh! We got a Prime sub! I remember that sound. New sound. Look at this. Other Pubdio, sorry. First, you have the honor of being the first real notification on the stream. And thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you very much. I said yesterday I was going to add more emotes, but unfortunately, not being an artist makes making emotes very difficult. So it's on the way, but I'm trying my best to have it look decent, halfway decent. It's not great, but it will be something. I thought the best designs were Voltorb and Electrode. Well. Well, about that. I mean, I do like them. I do like the dumb designs. Just, hey, have a Pokeball and an inverted Pokeball. Done. Yeah, I keep doing it. See, it takes me 2 turns to realize a move doesn't work, and by that point, it's too late. So, whoops. Espeon is caught up at least. Yes, it is. Yeah, wrong type. Thank you. The problem is you typed wrong type, but I was behind in the chat, so I didn't see it. Damn it. It's funny because the goal of animations is to make what's happening on the screen more obvious, like clearer, right? But since it makes the fights last forever, I just straight up not pay attention to any of them. Coughing has Levitate, I'm assuming. But yeah, thank you for the wrong type. I should have seen it earlier. I never used Twitch, but I came in after watching your most recent video. The most recent one? Well, thank you very much. It is not a popular video. So much so that I had considered remaking it. And I still might. If not remaking it, at least make something different out of it. But for now, I'll focus on Colosseum. For some off-topic banter, have you played Golden Sun? So I did mention it when we started Colosseum, because a lot of the choices in Colosseum reminded me of Golden Sun choices. As in, the game asks for your opinion every 2 minutes, and then ignores it if it's not the answer it's expecting. But yes, I did play Golden Sun 1 once a long time ago. I don't even think I finished it. But yeah, it was neat. I think I couldn't get over the graphics, which is a silly way to not play a game, but yeah, I didn't quite like how the game looked. But I remember liking the music a lot, is what I remember from it. I'll say, though, it's impressive what they were able to accomplish on the Game Boy Advance. Like, the funny thing is, it's not even the technical aspects of the graphics that gets me, it's the art style. I'm not a huge fan of the old school 2D art style. Like, there's a lot of RPGs I played, old school RPGs, right? Like Final Fantasy, what, like 5, 6, Chrono Trigger, all that stuff. And I'm not... There's something about it that doesn't work with me. I don't like it. It is very much personal opinion, but it's not my thing at all. But on a technical perspective, yeah, I remember the game being pretty alright. For a GBA game, dude, it was awesome. Okay, we're almost done. So we've basically done more than half of this. Still kind of weird. Like I guess levels are going up pretty nicely. Yeah, I think after this, Pokemon will overlevel us. What's the fight? The level of the last fight? Just for my own curiosity. Is it like 60? It feels like it'd be 60. 60, 70? Yeah, 60, yeah. Look at that, the little butt lights. Very high 50s and 1 or 2 60. Oh! We could technically beat it with like a good team. We have like a decent team. Yeah, look at Volbeat's. Yeah, this is awesome. Look at this Volbeat's butt lights. Two teams below 60, the rest 60 in layer 10. Oh, okay. Okay. That's not too bad. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still terrible. We're still grinding instead of playing a video game, but... The Pokemon games have so much personality in these games. Yeah, the Pokemon have so much personality in these games. These animations are the best part of this game. Like, genuinely. And it's not because the game is terrible. it's because those animations are so good. They're excellent. Oh, Blissey! You've played this video game, I see. You've actually played it, so you know what's going on. Ah, yes! A man of culture. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. I got to Relgum, and then promptly got my ass beat. And so had no other solution but to go to this place and grind. And I've been grinding for like 3-4 hours? I forget. But yeah, that's not what I would call a good game. Like, that's not... Oh, you know, you want to play the game? How about you grind for hours before you get to play more? Just no reason, just for fun. Just we decided and do it. Yeah, it's really funny to me how you instantly knew why, like what happened. So it is not just me. It is a like very obvious problem in the game. Just Earthquake, I don't care. Just do some damage. Yeah, Umbreon's gonna take some damage. I don't. Yeah. It's not. This is like the normal experience. Yeah. So yeah, the normal experience leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. I'm also loco for playing this game. Okay, so I actually need to pay attention because we don't want to lose here. Wigglytuff and Azumarill. I didn't have a favorite Pokemon before I played Colosseum. Now I may or may not have Umbreon plushies and Kigurumis and stuff. I want a Vaporeon plushie. The official one looks like garbage though. Like I would like a high quality one, because if I recall correctly, the official Vaporeon plushie is not great. Even if I have to get it custom made. The only time I didn't grind here was when I did a no purification shadow only run that basically relies on using hyper mode Sneasel to crit everything with Shadow Rush. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know why you do a no purification run, because it means the only move you have is Shadow Rush, but I guess the big part of the strat would be to hope to not get your moves cancelled. I guess if you're only in hyper mode, your moves can't get cancelled, so you just stay in hyper mode all the time. That sounds like a playthrough someone would do. That's not me. Not me. I don't even want to do a normal playthrough of this game. Whalmer! Oh, that's actually good damage. was expecting to use... I'll probably use Toxic on Azumarill. I'll do it, actually. Bam. Done. Done did it. Don't forget the level locks and not gaining any EVs. Right! I forgot for a second. So you don't... Yeah, you don't gain any... Oh, man. Why would you do this, then? You don't gain any experience as well. Basically, it's a no XP challenge run. Yeah, I know it's not gonna work well on Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet's a problem. It's funny, because, yeah, you have the one where it's super effective and the one where it's not super effective, but because one's a special attacker and the other's not, it's the same damage. Just Swift. Oh right, I forgot Swift is both. Right, it's not a lot of damage, but it is both. I completely forgot. So it's not very good here. Whoops. I love the Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu so much since its reveal. There's something pretty relatable to putting on a fake skin so people will love you. Yeah, that's actually... I like that one as well. Like, it's a pretty popular Pokemon for that reason. I think it's relatable to a lot of people. Which is good, you know? Make Pokemon a lot of people like. Like, some design are kind of... you know, universally liked. It's really funny, though, how the Pokemon that is pretending to be a Pikachu is also very well liked, the same way Pikachu is. So it kind of worked. Mimikyu did its job. Regarding moves, you were very vocal on the Shadow Pokemon, all starting with a stupid move. Well, I probably did say stupid move, to be, yeah. Shadow Rush, only getting more interesting moves after some time. Is that so different from normal Pokemon starting with a stupid move and getting interesting moves after some time leveling? So the difference is... first, you can level Pokemon without using them, so they will still gain move. Second, you don't get your turns interrupted randomly out of nowhere, and then eating your turn by using Coal. And you have the sense of agency in, like, you decide, because you quickly hit 4 moves, and then you get more moves, so you get to choose the moves you want to keep. So you have the sense of agency, and because you gain levels, you actually feel like you're making progress, right? Your Pokemon is getting more stats, it's getting more powerful, you know, stronger. Whereas a Shadow Pokemon is basically doing nothing until you use it in combat, waste all your moves, and then go and purify it once you've wasted enough time. But until then, you don't change any moves, you don't gain any XP, your Pokemon is not getting stronger, and you're just losing moves. And you're forced to use it in combat. So that's a lot more than just leveling a Pokemon. Because leveling a Pokemon, you can do it a bunch of ways. And you actually get to pick the moves you want. And you feel that sense of progress. Even though it's fake, right? Even though, yeah, every Pokemon starts at low level and then levels up. But there's a reason why Pokemon works. It's because it's built on that sense of progression. You know, getting your team stronger and stronger as you fight, as you progress through the game. And not fighting with the same level 30 for 7 hours. 7 hours to unlock Purification. Look at this. 7 hours. It says it right there. 7 hours to unlock Purification. You are stuck at level 30 until you play for 7 hours. Anyway. So yeah, I still have very much a problem with purification. So I guess... I guess technically I could save here and then stop here, but... Also, I totally did miss coupons. Because I did not pick up my coupons. So the game stops me to check if I want to go ahead every floor. But it does not check to see if I get my coupons before moving forward. Okay. Good, I guess. That's good. That's great. So, can I leave here? I wonder. If I just leave. Okay. So I can keep going. And I guess if I stop, I'm penalized. Like, I don't get the right reward or something. If I leave and... Sorry, if I leave and come back later. Will I teleport? Alright, so before I stop the stream, I will go to this place, Realgam Tower. You're not penalized unless you change team. Okay. Man, remember when I was excited about this place? It looked good and fun, had a different music, and then you enter and it's just a boss rush of like super uninspired boss rush of the same people you fought before with no story context or anything. Oh. Oh yeah, people did tell me I get less Poke coupons, but they don't matter at all. I don't think they do. Like, I don't care. I just want to catch the Pokemon and then never play this again. Man, it's a bummer, this game. Oh, Claydol! I did not see it before. This game is a bummer, because you see the design, the character design and stuff, you picture like a fun story. Even kind of dull and boring, like even straightforward story. But no, this game has no story. It's not even trying. It's such a bummer. Because I do love the character design. It's so strange and weird. Oh, it's not very effective. I thought it was... Oh, right, that one is psychic. The other dude is dark. Yeah, so it has levitate and stuff and like, yeah. You know what's interesting? Taking one of the most busted moves in Pokemon and making a team out of it. No, I'm dumb. Nutbug is gonna get taken down. I consider XD and Emerald Gen 3.5. XD and Emerald Gen 3.5, they introduced a lot of stuff that then transferred over to Gen 4. From what I've seen, it does very much seem this way. Because, like, XD feels like them fixing the, Pokemon issues, the exclusivity issues from Gen 3. It's like they looked at the list of Pokemon that were not accessible and decided, okay, well, let's fix this. It does very much like feel like games that were like made to fix the issues of Gen 3, which is nice that they do. I just wish those issues didn't exist in the first place. Yeah, I'm still not beating any of this. Not with this. Not with like not having a strat. Yeah, this is still a fun game. This is still a fun video game. This game, dude. This game. To be honest, I'd rather play Channel, because at least Channel, in 1 hour, we were done. It was not great, but we were done pretty quickly. Also, doesn't Protect... Like, isn't Protect supposed to miss at some point? It was like, the 2 fights we did, Protect never missed. And of course we miss. Only if it gets hit. But it does by... Like it does. It gets hit by Earthquake. If you don't attack the Protector, it won't be lowered. Oh, nice. That's nice. That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, great. You know what game not to put some of the, like, weirdest and most abusive strats in Pokemon ever? The game where you can't pick your team. What the hell? Now I understand why people say it's... Yeah, this is not... This is done. I don't want to leave having just done like the grind and nothing else. I want to beat one of these... What are these dum-dums, but... See, this game's downfall for me is the more I play it, the less I like it. So if the game was 10 hours long, it would have been fine. Now 15, it's getting worse. 20 hours, I'll hate it. 25 hours, well, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but it probably will. I recommend using Protect for yourself from the under TM shop. Yeah, I'll think about this stuff when we have to refight this dude. I'm not refighting him. We're fighting the other dude. I will say though, people have not been like as honest to me as they could have been. Because people have told me, oh, it's a difficult game. What they meant was, oh, it's garbage. The difficulty's super arbitrary and difficult because it's bad. Because see, I've played difficult fun games. Not difficult bad. Well, I did play difficult bad games, but I feel like it's a distinction you need to establish. If a game is difficult because it's challenging, right? It's asks of you to play really well, or if it's difficult because it's badly made. And this game, I think, is the second category. What are we doing again? This, right? And you do this. Try to move, have a physical special split in XD. Ooh, okay. That's good to know. Whomever designed that motorcycle should retake engineering class. Well, this, yeah, but the motorcycle looks good. I wish, like, it was a more of a thing, but again, I like the design of a lot of stuff in this game. No problem with the looks on this game. Animation or, like, style. Although, the animation, I will say, the animations on the characters are very much not as good. But, you know. It's fine. There's a healing station that you can easily get to in here without fighting any admins. But I think I have to fight the admins regardless, right? And yeah, I did put Toxic on Umbreon because Umbreon is tanky, is super tanky. Is mega tanky. I'll switch. I'll switch. I'll do this. I'll switch to 7 hours. Why are you fighting Mirror B? Did you finish grinding? So no, but kinda yes. Because I want to end the stream, but I don't want to end the stream on like a grind. Because that's annoying enough for me. To have spent an entire stream grinding, and that's not even the end of it. There'll be more grind. But, so I want to beat at least one of the admins. Pretend like I did something. Pretend like we're playing a decent video game for a second. Oh, I'm seated. Well, you know what I can do? I can switch. I can swap. Oh, nice takedown. Ha! Nerd. Just the most annoying strats. To me, that is the most frustrating part about this game, is the fact that I have so little agency on the team I can make. Because anything, like, not only is our team limited to the Pokemon we are allowed, but even then, we need to unlock them, so it's more grinding, so we're discouraged from using other Pokemon. That stream is way longer than I thought, and we didn't do anything. That's the part that gets me. We didn't do anything. We didn't accomplish anything. We fought one trainer. Like, that's what we did. Like, story-wise, we fought one trainer, and that's it. Because then we immediately unlocked this. 6 hours. Well, not 6 hours, because 1 hour was Pokemon channel. So 5 hours. And we didn't do anything. Oh. You know, the most damage I can do... Yeah, I will say, though, thank you very much for people hanging out in chat, allowing me to not go crazy. Not entirely crazy, a little bit crazy, but Yes. Get confused. Yeah, use dive. And then... Wait, on... Why would you use it on Suicune? Well, it makes me go crazy. Because then, if the playthrough is longer, then it takes longer for me to make the YouTube video. Because, you know, if we were done and then on the way to catch the remaining Pokemon for the Living Dex challenge, I could start the work on the next Living Dex video. But instead, I'll have to stream more grinding tomorrow. And that's a bummer. That's extra bummer. I don't even know. I'm pressing A. Yeah, I probably should not have used Surf. But again, Suicune is not great in this situation, so... We would not mind if you wanted to grind off screen. I don't want to grind at all. Like, if I'm gonna grind, I'd rather grind on stream because that's such an annoying thing. Like, at least here, I'm learning things about competitive Pokemon and strategies and... You know, and details and stuff. Don't you have an army of minions to do the editing for you? Some godchildren you can pay to grind? Well, believe it or not, the editing is my favorite part of the whole process. Oh yeah, no, I know, but also I'm not cheating anything or like speeding up the game. Like, if I'm gonna say a game is bad, and you know, I didn't want to, but the more I play this, the more it's gonna be. The video is gonna be about why Colosseum is bad. I'm really sorry, but I'll try to focus on the positive aspects, because there are positives in this game, but the amount of time I've played it, what I've learned is that it doesn't take much to break the Pokemon, like the core Pokemon gameplay. And this game has methodically picked it apart in a way that's really interesting. It's really interesting to see how broken it has become with the changes in this game. But the video is going to be about this game not being great, and I want to start working on it. But if I'm gonna say this, I want to be able to say it by having played the entire game and not cheated in any way, shape, or form. Like, played the quote-unquote normal way. Like the legitimate way, I guess you could say. Oh hey, almost done with Colosseum, it looks like. Nope. Oh no, not even close. Not even close. I wish. Like, the reason I don't cheat in games ever is because if the game is annoying enough that I'm compelled to cheat, then just stop playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? And I know some cheats can make the game more fun, but the solution is also I could be playing a more fun game. You know what I mean? That's why I never cheat. If it's not fun, then it's not fun. I play something else. Or I complain about how it's not fun on YouTube. Okay, can we do something Yes, please. I'll try to capture. Timer ball. The timer ball is always weird because, the fights take forever, but I don't think it actually has been that many turns. So, yeah. I know the fight has been going on for forever, but it's probably like, what, turn 6? I don't even know. I lose all sense of time when I'm playing this game. X items will help you cheese the game under-leveled. You know, I wanted to see if we could do something after grinding for 5 hours. You'd assume we'd have something, but we don't. So, I think this stream is gonna end with us having beat, as part of the story, 1 trainer. We defeated 1 trainer today. 1. If I was less polite, I could say a lot of bad words at this game. Because it is the definition of wasting your time. But yeah. So I hope you're ready for a strongly worded YouTube video about how much I dislike this game. And I'm really sorry for people who very much enjoy it. Because going in, I heard a lot of people loved it. But man, I can't. I can't. This game. Oh yeah, sorry. I can't use it. Sorry, game. I mean, hey, because I don't like it doesn't mean other people can't like it. I mean, obviously. But this game. It's funny because it's not just this game. I have very unpopular opinions on old games. And sometimes I feel like, for example, I don't like games considered as classics. Like I said earlier, like Final Fantasy VI, I don't like Chrono Trigger. What is it? Ocarina of Time. What is it? Super Mario 64. Like, there's a bunch of old games I didn't grow up with, I have no nostalgia for, and playing them nowadays, like, I'm, you know, I'm thankful for what they did to video games as a whole and the inspiration other games took from them. But man, they did not age well at all. Like, remove that layer of I played it as a kid, there's not a lot left. Okay, oh, we might actually do this fight. Wait. And of course, you know, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying anybody who loves these games are idiots. But I'm saying it's kind of weird how... Yeah, of course you're gonna use a super potion, but that's why you're toxic. But yeah, the problem is judging these games with a modern look. Yeah, these are not... Ugh. These did not age well. Nope. Yeah, I thought... So it's great because I wanted to know. I wanted to know this. I wanted to know something. It's good. We learn. I was thinking of resurrecting a Pokemon, reviving a Pokemon, but so do we still have the Sudowoodo? Yes, we do have the Sudowoodo. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. But to end on that's why I never like. It always feels weird criticizing an old game because people take it very personally in a way that's kind of silly. Like, I'm not criticizing you or your childhood. It's just this game you grew up with I don't like, and people take it as if like you're criticizing their childhood. It's like, no, it's all good. It's nothing personal, but I understand this gut feeling of like, this game is so dear to my heart, anything that anybody says about it touches me, like, to my core. That being said, I'm sorry, I will not pull any punches when it comes to Pokémon Colosseum. This game is not good. It really is not. It has some good parts to it, but the parts that are good, like the soundtrack at times, the animations, the looks, like the graphics, the models, the parts that are really good, the environments, I love the environments. They're so good. That's why I was excited to get to the new area. But the parts that are good are not the core gameplay. And guess what? It's a video game. The core gameplay is gonna be what you deal with most of the game. That dude teleported. So yeah. As sad as it is, so we beat one trainer today. I'm saving again. We beat one trainer. Yeah. I hope we beat more than one tomorrow. I really do. I'm also thinking. Let me check something to see if the game is as dumb as I think it is. Okay, no. Wait. We don't have a lot of Pokemon dollars, though. So we had like 16,000. So we didn't even have that many Poké dollars after doing that whole thing. Well, I'm not even gonna ask anything anymore. People remembered this game for the aesthetics and not the gameplay. Yeah, that's also the weird thing about not liking some old games, is that I actually play them. And when I mean play, I don't like boot them up, play for 2 hours and go, yeah, this is pretty much what I remember. That's all good. Moving on. Like, when I say I don't like Final Fantasy VI, I played so much of Final Fantasy VI. I played so much of Chrono Trigger. I played so much of Ocarina of Time. Like, I can tell you, if I'm going to criticize something, I'm going to make sure to know it inside and out. Else, I'm just going to shut up and not say anything. I feel like I've played enough of this game to say, like, listen, I don't think it's good. I think it looks fantastic. I wish it was a different game. Like, just keep everything the same, keep the same looks, the same style, just add a story, and have it be not about Pokemon. And then we got a good game. I wanted to do something. Where are the X items? Are they in the under? Because I think we don't have a choice. We're gonna have to use X items. Oh, Phoenix City. Okay. What didn't I like about Final Fantasy VI? The two biggest issues I had with it was the pacing. The game is very much a corridor. It's really funny to me that the main complaint about Final Fantasy 13 was it's a corridor, when Final Fantasy 6 is pretty much a corridor for the longest time. You do nothing but like go down the path the game has decided. And the emotional whip, like for me, emotional whiplash from the game going from being really silly and wacky to being super serious. It keeps going back and forth all the time. One moment you have a really touching scene of like a character not being able to move on from their family's death, and right after you get some dumb silly cutscene about like some characters meeting and being like, oh, isn't that wacky? Look at that, suplex a train. What? Like, you can't do this. You can't just go from one to the other like just back and forth all the time. I couldn't deal with it. Like, the emotional whiplash was just too extreme for me. That was my main issues with it. I have other issues, like the core gameplay is not super interesting, but that's going into detail. But again, like, yeah, if I'm gonna criticize the same way I'm gonna say bad things about Colosseum, negative things about Colosseum, I'm gonna make sure I know my subject. I'm gonna make sure to know this game inside and out. Talk to every NPC. Yo, what are you doing here? No, I'm not gonna talk to every NPC, but... Ah, should I carry potions? It's weird because I started the game with Pokemon that already outgrew potions. That's strange. So it's here. No, it's here. It's higher. And I'm sorry if I'm talking about games that people have not played, because we're talking about Pokemon, and then all of a sudden I bring up other JRPGs. But then again, if the main crux of this game is it's a JRPG more than it's a Pokemon game, I'm sad to say, even by JRPG standards, it's not a great one. Because JRPGs are defined by having a story, like a plot, characters. This one doesn't have any. It has well-designed characters, but they are not characters. So what should we pick? I think we pick a bunch of attacks. Those are less expensive than I thought. Man. Here's what we'll do. I'll buy some of this, right? I'll buy some of this. Alright, this is pretty cheap. I'll buy some of this. Alright, bam. I'll buy this. I don't know if it's useful. We'll see. It's not like I'm gonna use my money for anything else. Beat one trainer and got to 10 level. Yeah, got 10 levels on my Pokemon. Yeah, not that bad. Well, I can think of other things to do for 5 hours. Like completely finishing a Pokemon game. Like, just speedrun this stuff, have some fun. It's like the process is not fun. I don't care if... Like, if the reward was the most beautiful reward, it doesn't matter. The process is not fun. The grinding was not fun to do. So I think we... I don't know. We might grind a bit more tomorrow. I don't know. I'll save here just in case. Right? I'm saving here. There we go. I've saved like... How many times have I saved in a row right now? 3, 4 times? I'm just, yeah. And yeah, tomorrow we will be playing more Pokemon Channel. We'll do day 2 of Pokemon Channel, another stellar Pokemon branded game. Just hitters, hitter after hitter, just quality games. So we'll be playing Channel for a little bit, not too long, hopefully, and then finishing this. I hope. I really hope, but it may not even happen. We will see. Regardless, thank you very much for keeping me sane enough to be streaming tomorrow. And hopefully I will see you as well. Take care. And don't play this game. Please. Please don't play this game. I'm suffering so you don't have to. Okay? Please. Play Emerald. Emerald is great. Remember Emerald? Emerald was so good. Ah, Emerald. I wish I was playing Emerald. Play Emerald instead.